Hello everyone. Welcome to Tarot by Cecilia on Patreon and members only on Facebook. This is your love and finance tarot guidance for November 2019. This month I am making an exception and I'm releasing this video to my YouTube listeners as well as all of my podcast listeners to hear this video every month, as well as my individual sun sign readings, full moon, new moon, weekly, and many more. You can either download the Patreon app from your app store and subscribe there, or if you enjoy the comfort and familiarity of Facebook, click on Use App at the top of my Facebook page and join my members only area. Please note this video will not appear on my regular Tarot by Cecilia Facebook page, and Patreon and members only are in no way connected. This month does have a few bright spots in spite of the fact that the entire month of November will be affected by Mercury retrograde. It began on October 31st and it will continue through November the 20th, not leaving shadow until December 7th. So it is going to cloud thinking and judgment and technology and everything else for this entire month. So while there's some good things that are going on, it's not the best time to begin anything new. But let's talk about what we have going on for this month, shall we? We start off on the 1st with Venus leaving Scorpio and moving into Sagittarius to stay there through November the 25th. Then on the 5th, and I think this is one of the best things of the entire month, it's in the top two, Jupiter will leave shadow at 24 degrees Sagittarius. That leaves from November the 5th through December the 2nd, when Jupiter moves into Capricorn, to get the most out of all of the gifts and the good luck that Jupiter can bring. It will be nearing the end of its cycle, and it will be, full force. Nothing holding it back. And right now it is at home in Sagittarius, so I think that you'll find that some really nice things will be happening in spite of, the other things that you're dealing with. I also want to mention that because Jupiter is moving into Capricorn on December the 2nd, I will be putting out the Jupiter in Capricorn video, which will be a lengthy one, okay? And it will be probably somewhere around mid-month. That's when I could find the most time to sit down and do it, because I'll use 2 full decks when I do that particular reading. The only place that I think that you're going to be able to hear it will be at the $10 level of Patreon. It won't appear anywhere else that I am aware of. I don't think with Mercury retrograde and with some of the other options that they will work. If there's anything in December that I can do with it, I will let you know. But we will see. For the time being, it's just going to be Patreon. Now, on the 12th, there will be a full moon at 19 degrees Taurus. I will go into further detail in my full moon video, but let's just say that whereas the new moon in Scorpio has some really nasty aspects surrounding it in the already intense moon, this full moon in Taurus is surrounded by some really nice aspects. So I think you'll find that it's going to be a much better time. That's what I'm saying. November actually has a good feel to it, in spite of Mercury wanting to mess with you. Now, on the 19th, here's another good thing that's happening. Mars moves into Scorpio. It's not an energy that everyone can handle, but I'll tell you what, it's home. And whenever you see a planet go home, it's really working to the best of its ability. And this is our planet of action and energy. The only thing that you need to take care is if it, gives you that, aggressive feeling, and maybe you might want to cool it down a little bit. But other than that, I think you'll find that it's really working for you there. Now, on the 20th, Mercury will go direct at 11 degrees Scorpio. So it's still got a ways to go there before it moves on. But it will be direct. That's what matters the most. On the 22nd, the sun will enter Sagittarius. Yeah, we're finally starting to see, the Scorpio energy moving on here, with the exception of Venus, with the exception of Mars. Okay, on the 25th, Venus enters Capricorn to stay through December the 20th. On the 26th, there's a new moon at 4 degrees Sagittarius. I've been talking about this one almost the entire year, all right? The universe is setting something up here. So I think we're getting into some new territory. And we'll see what's going on when we get to that video to do it. On the 27th, we will see Neptune go direct at 15 degrees Pisces. Remember, it will be there for a very long time. This month I am using one of my favorite decks, the Sawyer's Path Tarot, which unfortunately was printed in a very limited edition and will never be printed again to my knowledge. The only way I think that you can find it is by going online and downloading it. Now, the cards. Like I said, I'm kind of liking this month despite the Mercury retrograde. The cards are definitely saying, hold on to your money for now. I know it's the holiday season coming up, but if you wait until December the 7th, you've got plenty of time to do your shopping, okay? It does kind of foul things up with, the November purchases, but you might be able to get away with the Black Friday sales. We'll talk about that when we get closer to time. Anyway, for that, all intents and purposes, I would hold on at least in the beginning part of the month. There is some sort of removal taking place in the month of November. I think you might even be able to call it like an elimination, all right? That type of a thing where how it appears is that by removing something from your life, it allows you to stand in your power, okay? Not to, it's probably due to Mercury retrograde, to be honest with you, because when that forces a review of anything, very often we separate from something that doesn't suit us. We could see this removal taking place as early as the full moon in Taurus, okay? And that would kind of make sense because we do normally, let go of things, end things at that time. However, I find this interesting, all right? When you arrive at the new moon in Sagittarius, it's like coming out of the dark and being back to pursuing your hopes and dreams. Things are about to change. You have to remember that the Scorpio energy is not a bad thing. It's more of a death, rebirth, transformation type of cycle that takes place. And I'm telling you, as you are emerging from this, you are creating something really, I want to say wonderful, but you still worry. I think you worry maybe that the universe will take away. In other words, let's say something really good does happen, right? You've got, as that Jupiter energy builds toward the end of the month, all right? The 29th degree is, it's like the ultimate right there when you get there. Now, I'm just saying, the good things can happen in November. Normally when I do a monthly reading and it's Mercury retrograde is hanging about, it just seems like a bunch of, nothing gets done and bad news. But I don't feel that way about it. I think that if you remain organized, you can really hold your ground, and that there are opportunities that are there. It's just knowing how to handle them. I would say not doing anything with them until after the sun has entered Sagittarius, okay? So Mercury's going to go direct first, and then you're going to give it a little bit of time. I also think, and I like this, if you've been following me for a while, then you've heard me talk about doing you and not worrying what anybody else is doing. I don't know if it's late November, if it's early December, but there is if you had been worried about another individual and what they were doing, and I kept saying, just do you, just do you. It's like they finally have a different outlook on life. Ooh, that makes me get that, it's not a nauseous feeling, but I can't explain it. All right, that means that it's something that's happening. All right. And I just know that's who it is. We'll have to see what else comes up with this, because really, November shows your real priorities, or you, and what you're doing, and how you are seizing your power, what you're creating in your life. and what your hopes and dreams will be. So I'm loving this. It's like, you're making your way through the crap that is Mercury retrograde, okay? I always tend to call it a shitstorm. Yeah, just all of that patience, it's going to pay off. Wow. See, that's just it. Once that fire energy starts coming in, you get out of the murky depths of Scorpio. Oh wow. See, I can't even talk. I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is too good to be true. The blessings and the good luck, and it's just changing. It is changing. Oh my God. All those hard times, it's like going from rags to riches. Literally, that is what is here. Okay? It's that kind of a thing. I'm sorry, people. I want to cry. I'm telling you, this reading is making me feel awful funny inside. I don't even know what to say about that, because I've been waiting so long to bring good news, and I kept saying it's going to be toward the end of the year. It's going to be toward the end of the year. It's like, here it is. It's showing like over the holidays, things are changing. Oh my, it's like setting things right in the world, making life fair again. In spite of so much good that I see here, one of the things that, is like, don't be reckless. You know how sometimes when something finally just goes right and you just get all giddy about it and you forget about everything else and you just start going around again doing life. It's like, I still want you to be careful, because with Mercury retrograde, accidents can happen. Now, are they physical accidents where you get hurt or you forget to do what you got to do and you lose info on your computer? Whatever it is, still maintain those precautions and just be careful. All right? I see a great deal of like doubt and uncertainty, that wavering back and forth, being undecided type of thing. All right? And which side of the fence you're on. That is likely to change once Mars moves into Scorpio, because it will be more decisive. It's just the opposite kind of energy, because Scorpio picks up what Libra cannot do, whereas Libra wants the peace and, it's always looking at both sides of everything. It's kind of wishy-washy. All right, so there is a change there, and I like that. It's just that you still need to be careful. All right, mind your Mercury rules. But I'm telling you, wow, you've learned a lot, and the Sagittarius energy that's coming in, it's going to help you learn more. Remember way back last year when I did the Jupiter and Sagittarius reading, I was talking about how this is a year of learning new things, and I think that this can continue, all right? Because I think that it has opened up the possibilities for you of things that you can do. It's just, I'm telling you, there is, maybe it's 2020, but the universe is aligning for something major to go on here. I must be honest, I was not expecting to see everything that I see here, how good this truly looks. If you are able to embrace all of this transformative energy that's here for you, it began, back on maybe October 23rd when the sun entered Scorpio. But boy, by the time it hits Sagittarius, you're setting sail for something totally new that's coming in. I'm telling you, I'm looking at this. There is drastic change, like this huge release, okay? And I think that what you're releasing is a whole lot of crappy stuff, okay? You don't need to take it all with you. It's kind of like the burdens of the past, and you need to be, let's say, even if you started at a previous new moon, you need to be sowing those seeds, and you're going to be amazed at where they can take you. When it comes to goals, I got to tell you, you may have been feeling a little bit hindered, maybe even some procrastination in there, all right? But I'm telling you, things are going to be moving forward. And once they start, I'm just like looking at this and I'm like, you have no idea what's coming, what's on its way. Now, I'm not saying that every day is perfect, but what I see here is so much change that you are creating, that you are partaking in, and that there is all of this abundance that's coming your way. We're looking at, see, it starts, I'm going to say around the third week of November, all right? But as you look to the future, you've got February and March in here. So much is happening. Now, if you've been waiting for me to mention, a couple months being retrograde free, that isn't going to happen this year, okay? It is not, I think that I saw a few days somewhere, and that's it. So whenever I'm in the position to speak of it, I will let you know, but it isn't much to really write home about. However, I'm telling you, the ability to step up and take charge is here, okay? You're the only one that can get in your own way. Something is happening here. I think that is like that release that's there, whether it's been just getting rid of the crap and the universe is saying, okay, you can go forward. Because the more I look at this, the more I'm just like, wow, all right, got the full moon that's there. I see a great deal of, I want to say emotion, all right, that's surrounding all of this. Probably a lot of information that's there, and that is probably what's creating all of the emotion, okay? Because it's all tied in together. It's like if you get information that's coming to you, finally getting information coming to you, let's put it that way, it may very well have you shed a tear or two. Maybe happy tears, but, nonetheless, in spite of all of the good that surrounds you during the month of November, you have to remember you're still kind of pushing your way through all of that fog, taking your time with things and being methodical. It's really going to help. It won't make it feel, so difficult as it sometimes does. But here, I gotta tell you, it's like, I think when, my gut is telling me that when the Mercury retrograde cycle ends, and I said that's December the 7th, okay, then you're in a position to make some very important decisions for change, decisions for your life, and it's all about who you are and who you want to be. So I'd say somewhere around the end of November, beginning of December, you're really starting to feel as though you've taken control back in your life. Right? You might not be where you want to be, but once you have taken back the control that you feel has been missing and you're not feeling so powerless anymore, you can really work on that to-do list. All of a sudden, I think it actually becomes easier. Like it's like boom, 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 boom. I can bang all this out. I can make it happen because there's just so much success. Let's see, we're in November. I want to say that you're feeling like you've totally arrived. Let's say it's about your work, about what you do. Maybe you're in business for yourself. I want to say that by the time you get to April, you're like, feeling pretty darn good, like patting yourself on the back kind of good, okay? Because there's a change here. I'm telling you, it happens, all right? You see, all that fog is going to burn off. And as it does, it's like you're empowered. I don't see anything bad here this month. And that is not typical. Normally it's like, oh, okay, watch out for this, watch out for that. No, I really think, wherever I look and I go back and look, the universe is up to something. So rather than have that hyper focus that so many people do, pay attention, listen carefully, observe. You're going to see things are changing, all right? And they're changing for you as well. But I think it's important to pay attention to what others say. If they announce a date and they say, I'm going to have a baby, I'm going to get married, I just got engaged, take note of what is going on. Or maybe they're talking about a divorce and when it will be final. So there's some very interesting things that are here. And I'm telling you, it's like where it's leading to. Just March maybe. Yeah, something's going on. You just need to be the best person that you can be. All right. When I talk about paying it forward, that is not necessarily, with money. Okay. You can pay it forward with kindness. And I think that is what really is worth the most. Something special's happening. And I can't put a date to it. I just feel that it's later in the month. All right. So you might feel a little bit of, I just got to get through this in the beginning. But I think that if you have, this isn't your first rodeo, or retrograde, I should say, then I think you'll handle it just fine. And with Scorpio wants you to, ferret out the truth, right? So when you really look at things and you really dig deep and you use this transformative energy to purge, I think you're onto something really, really good. Now, remember, when we get to next month, not only do we see Jupiter and our Capricorn, we will have a solar eclipse in Capricorn happening right at Christmas. So that's going to be a very, very interesting month to talk about. For now, I want to thank you all very much for being here. Enjoy this month. Mind your Mercury rules. And I'll see you again real soon. Take care.